Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Overdress Rorowa deck profile for June 2022. I was going to say post triumphant return of the Brave Heroes, but this is actually the first support we have for this new ride deck and deck as a whole. It's a deck that focuses on getting out tokens, but also keeping some of the Stoicheia and Dragon Empire themes that the deck is meant to mix together, being able to retire those said units on the rear guard to gain additional card effects and utilize the two different tokens we have, the plant tokens and the Momoke token. Very, very awesome concept of the deck. It's one of the main ones I wanted to build from the set, aside from the remade Dragonic Overlord, Phantom Blast Overlord, and Majesty Lord Blaster decks. It's a very fun deck. Happy that I was able to finish the majority of it, so I figured I'd bring you all the deck profiles. Let's go ahead and get started with it. So for the ride deck, and the good majority of the new ride decks all have the same unit, just during different times of their life, with the starter being Bioroid Youth Rorowa. When this unit is rode upon, if you went second, draw a card. It's grade 1, being Awakening from Slumber Rorowa. So Rorowa slept for 3,000 years. That's his story. And then he came to be in the new different nations of Stoicheia and all the many other Dragon Empire, Brantgate, you name it. So kind of a culture shock, I would say for sure. I think he was originally from the previous Vanguard series and then slept for 3,000 years. With the grade 1, when it's placed by riding on Bioroid Youth Rorowa, call up to 1 plant token to your back row center rear guard. The plant token is, as you see here, with 5k power, critical 1, grade 0. So just getting out that unit definitely does help with getting resources ready for your main plays in the deck. Our grade 2 is the world 3,000 years later Rorowa. So this is kind of him getting adjusted to the world he lives in. When it's placed on Vanguard, retire one of your rear guards, call up to 2 plant tokens. So being able to just get 2 plant tokens makes it all the better for more and more rear guard setup. With our grade 3 being for one's precious thing Rorowa, along with the 1 we run in the ride deck, we run 3 additional copies because we still have the Persona ride with these cards. With Rorowa on Vanguard Circle, once per turn, you can Soul Blast 1, call up to 3 plant tokens to rear, and they all have the power and critical, as I showed before on this plant token. And on Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacked, retire 1 or more of your token units, and this unit gets plus 5,000 till end of that battle for each unit retired for this cost. So it makes up by giving you tokens for resources and also just being able to use those tokens for additional cards you run in the deck. For the additional grade 3s that I run in the deck, I'm running 4 of the Blue Artillery Dragon, Inlet Pulse Dragon. I really do like this card. It does mean to be with the Flagberg deck, but its second skill on rearguard at the end of your turn, if the total number of units attacked this turn is 4 or more, put this unit into your soul and draw a card. So Momoke is your 4th attack. This is the other token I spoke of. If you have a unit with Radilina in its card name in the same column as this unit, it can attack from the back row. So you have your 2 front rows, your Vanguard, and this unit. So having your Inlet Pulse Dragon to be able to go into the soul to draw a card also gives you power for your Soul Blast for Rorowa, being able to then have those 3 plant tokens to consistently call each turn. Moving on now to the grade 2s. One of our main grade 2s in the deck is Dragritter Girl of Flame Blossoms, Radilina. On rearguard, if you do not have a Momoke token, you can less 1, call up to 1 Momoke token to rearguard. So this just sets up your token to utilize on the back row with your Radilina. And it also has Glitter, Rorowa. It's active if your Vanguard is a Glitter with Rorowa, which all of the cards from the ride deck share this glitter skill. And on rearguard, when this unit attacks, you can Soul Blast 1, choose one of your token units in the same column as this unit, and this unit gets the power of that unit until the end of that battle. So the Momoke token, as you can see here, if you have a unit with Radilina in its card name, it can attack from the back row. And once per turn, you can retire 1 or more of your other rear guards, and this unit gets plus 5,000 till the end of the turn for each unit retired for this cost. So you're meant to set up the tokens with Rorowa on the field, retire them with Momoke, which is the token summoned by Radilina. So it's almost like the 2 work in tandem together, retiring the tokens that can easily be made, which are the plant tokens, burned down by Momoke, that is provided by Radilina on the field. A very, very fun concept, and that's why I really do like the deck, because it mixes the aspects of Dragon Empire into the Stoicheia deck. For the additional grade 2s that I run in the deck, I also run 4 of the new grade 2 unit, Proud Pollen Raphalos. When this unit is placed on rear, +1, call up to 2 plant tokens to rear guard, and plant tokens are the ones that I spoke of before. Just additional resources to give you on the field, so you always have a full field to attack with for a good majority of your turns. That's why I like running for this card. So you can at least use those resources if you don't have the Soul Blasts needed with cards like Rorowa to get resources on the field to use. Or even if you want to save them for Radilina. And that's it for the grade 2s. Moving on now to the grade 1s. I run 4 of the Planner Prevent Dragon for the Sentinel of Choice, being able to conserve cards in your hand with the discard cost, as I said before, with this Sentinel plenty of other times for other Stoicheia deck profiles, which you can then use for later on stronger attacks. And for the other grade 1s, I run 2 of the Adhesive Thread Monster Actia Sticky. On rearguard, once per turn, you can +1, retire 2 of your other rearguards, draw a card, and this unit gets +5,000 till end of turn. So you want to make up for the resources. You can call tokens very, very easily in this deck. So you're going to go through them very easily with a bunch of other cards. And this is one of those cards included. Giving you a draw and +5,000 means it can be a 13k booster to any of your other cards. You normally want to have Momoke behind Radilina, so this will more likely go behind your other rearguard or your Vanguard. And additionally, I also run 2 Stepping Calyx Salvia. When it's placed on rear, if your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater, you may call a plant token to rearguard, just giving you an additional plant token for free. I know some of the other cards require a counterblast, but just having a grade 1 with a free cost just gives us more resources to utilize in the deck. I do run a couple orders in the deck as well. For normal orders, I run 4 Tearful Malice. You play this card with a retire 2 rearguards, which can be your 2 tokens. You draw a card, put this unit into your soul, and countercharge 1, making up for your counterblast and giving you a soul charge, with this card being the soul to use, and also retiring 2 additional rearguards, which you can easily make back with another card. It's definitely useful in the deck. You can only activate 1 order per turn, but running 4 means you'll see this card more often than not. With the last order just being 3 Spiritual Body Condensation, you choose a card with the same or equal grade to your Vanguard from your drop zone, call it to rear, and it gets +5,000. So just an easier way for you to call Radilina if it's in your drop zone, if you had to use it for the discard cost, using this order to call it back onto the field to use. Very, very helpful for setting up your main go-to play in the deck altogether. And that is it for the orders. For the trigger lineup, I went with the 7 critical for pressure. So 4 of the Aspiring Maiden, Alana, and 3 Abyss Temptation. Just the standard go-to trigger lineup, with you wanting to have the majority of your Vanguard triggers with skills in the deck to use, with the next trigger being the draw trigger. Since with this card you do want to have options for the retiring of your tokens with your Rorowa, so then you won't really have much for resources to restand and attack with. So I prefer the draw trigger just for the additional hand pressure for guarding your opponent's attacks while still providing attacks for cards that haven't attacked yet, like Radilina or Momoke. And then to finish off the trigger lineup, I do run 4 of the new Fairy Asher heal, just with the additional plus shield power if you're blocking a unit that attack 2 more times. Very useful against decks like Bastion that will restand their rearguards and attack again. And then the over trigger, just the Source Dragon Deity, Bless Favor, for the additional heal power and plus pressure to the front row. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy the video. Definitely happy with the results of the deck, and I can't wait to play some games with the deck as well, so look forward to that. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.